Hello dear students, I am Sandhya Chauhan, working as an assistant professor in Noida Institute of Engineering and Technology, Pharmacy Institute, Greater Noida. So students, our today's topic is ICH Stability Testing Guideline. Okay, so let's get started. Here is the table of content. So in today's lecture, we will discuss Q1A R2 guideline, that is for stability testing of new drug substances and product. Q1B guideline, this guideline is for stability testing, specifically photostability testing of new drug substances and product. Q1C guideline for stability testing of new dosage form. Q1D guideline for bracketing and matrixing design for stability testing of new drug substances and product. Q1E guideline for evaluation of stability data. Q1F guideline for stability data package for registration application in climatic zone 3 and 4, but currently this guideline is withdrawn. Okay, so let us discuss Q1A R2 guideline. This guideline is for stability testing of new drug substances and product. Okay. So, this guideline provide information on stability of drug product and drug substances on various conditions. So, here we will discuss stress testing. Okay. Stress testing is generally performed to know the likely degradation products and to establish the degradation pathways and the intrinsic stability of molecule and validate the stability indicating power of the analytical procedure used. So, stress testing include effect of temperature, humidity, oxidation and photolysis, hydrolysis across a wide range of pH value when in solution or suspension. So, the new drug substance or new drug product is subjected to stress testing in these conditions. Okay. So, next thing is selection of batches. How we will select batches for stability testing. So, for stability testing, we need at least 3 primary batches. These 3 primary batches is required to undergo stress testing, and this data is submitted for registration purpose. Okay. These primary batches should be manufactured to a minimum pilot scale. Okay. By the same synthesis route as using a method of manufacture and procedure that simulates the final process to be used for production batches. Okay. So, next is container closure system. The stability studies should be conducted on the drug substances packaged in container closure system that is same as or simulate the packaging proposed for the storage and distribution. Okay. So, we have to use the same container closure system we are going to use in the marketed product. Here is the testing frequency and storage condition. Okay. So, in general case, for long term study, the storage conditions are 25 degrees Celsius temperature. Here 2 degrees Celsius variation is allowed. Okay, and 60% RH. Here 5% variation in relative humidity is allowed. Okay. So, long term study is generally conducted for 12 months. Okay. So in long term study we can either choose this condition or this condition. Suppose if we have chosen this condition, in that case we do not need to perform intermediate stability testing. Means in this condition we do not need to perform our stability testing, we can omit this stage. Okay. So for intermediate stability testing we will select the temperature 30 degrees Celsius, again here 2 degrees Celsius variation is allowed, and 65% relative humidity, again 5% variation is allowed. Okay. This study is generally conducted for 6 months. Next is accelerated study. Okay. So accelerated study is generally performed on these conditions. Okay. So here we will select 40 degrees Celsius temperature. Okay. Again 2 degrees Celsius variation is allowed, and 75% RH. Okay. Here 5% variation is allowed. Okay. This study is generally conducted for 6 months. Okay. So what are the storage conditions for the drug substance intended for storage in refrigerator? So for this study, for long term study we will select the storage condition 5 degrees Celsius temperature, here plus minus 3% variation is allowed. Okay. This study is generally conducted for 12 months. Okay. Next is accelerated study. Accelerated study is generally performed on 25 degrees Celsius temperature. Okay. Again 2 degrees Celsius variation is allowed, and 60% relative humidity. This study is generally conducted for 6 months. Okay. That means for this study we need, for long term study we need 12-month data, and for accelerated study we need 6-month data. Okay. Next is drug substances intended for storage in freezer. Okay. For those substances we choose minus 20 degrees Celsius temperature for long term study, and the minimum time period covered by data at submission is 12 months. Now next thing is stability commitment. Okay. So when available long term stability data on primary batches do not cover the proposed retest period granted at the time of approval, a commitment should be made to continue the stability studies post approval in order to firmly establish the retest period. Okay. Next thing is where the submission include long term stability data on 3 production batches covering the proposed retest period, a post approval commitment is considered unnecessary. Okay. If the submission includes data from stability studies on at least 3 production batches, a commitment should be made to continue these studies through the proposed retest period. Now the most important part, that is evaluation. Okay. So the purpose of stability studies is to establish, based on testing a minimum of 3 batches of drug substances and evaluating the stability information, a retest period is applicable to all future batches of drug substances manufactured under similar circumstances. So, the data we have got from the long term study, from accelerated study, from intermediate study, here in this part, from that data we establish the retest period for drug substances and shelf life for the drug product. Okay. So, the degree of variability of individual batches affect the confidence that a future production batch will remain within specification throughout the assigned retest period. Okay. Next is statement and labeling. Okay. So, a storage statement should be established for the labeling and in accordance with relevant national regional requirement. The statement should be based on the stability evaluation of the drug substances. Where applicable, specific instructions should be provided on the label. Okay. Particularly for drug substances that cannot tolerate freezing, terms such as ambient condition or room temperature should be avoided. Okay. Next thing is stability testing for new drug product. Okay. So, the design of the formal stability studies for the drug product should be based on the knowledge of the behavior and properties of drug substances and from stability studies on the drug substances. Here, how we will select batches for stability studies? So, for this stability study, again we need at least 3 primary batches of the drug product. Okay. The primary batches should be of the same formulation and packaged in same container closure system as proposed for marketing and sale. Okay. 2 of 3 batches should be at least pilot scale batches and third one can be smaller if justified. Okay. Next thing is container closure system. Okay. So, stability testing should be conducted on the dosage form packaged in the container closure system proposed for marketing. Okay. Next is specification. So, specification is a list of test, references to analytical procedures and proposed acceptance criteria, including the concept of different acceptance criteria for release and shelf life specification. So, the testing frequency and storage condition for new drug product is, for long term study we choose 25 degree Celsius temperature and 60% RH. Okay. And this study generally covers minimum time period of 12 months. Okay. For intermediate study we select 30 degree Celsius temperature, okay, and 65% RH for 6 months. For accelerated study the guideline recommended 40 degrees Celsius temperature and 75% RH. Okay, and this study generally covers 6 months. That means we need 6 month data for submission of drug product. Okay, so again, if we choose 30 degrees Celsius temperature and 65% RH for long term stability study, in that case we do not need to perform intermediate study. Okay, we can omit that part. Now next thing is drug product intended for storage in refrigerator. Okay, for these product on long term study, the storage conditions are 5 degrees Celsius temperature and here 3 degrees Celsius variation is allowed. Minimum time period covered by data at submission is 12 months. Okay, and for accelerated study, 25 degrees Celsius temperature with 2 degrees Celsius variation is recommended. 60% relative humidity with plus minus 5% variation is recommended, and this study generally conducted for 6 months. Okay. Next is stability study on drug substances intended for storage in freezer. So, for those product in long term study, the storage condition is minus 20 degrees Celsius temperature. Here 5 degrees Celsius temperature variation is allowed. Okay. The minimum time period covered by data at submission is 12 months. Again, the stability commitment. So, when the available long term data on primary batches do not cover the proposed retest period granted at the time of approval, a commitment should be made to continue the stability studies post approval in order to firmly establish the shelf life. Okay, where the submission include long term stability data on 3 production batches covering the proposed shelf life, a post approval commitment is considered unnecessary. If submission include data from stability studies on at least 3 primary production batches, a commitment should be made to continue the long term studies through the proposed shelf life and accelerated studies for 6 months. Next thing is evaluation. Okay, so a systematic approach should be adopted in the presentation and evaluation of stability information, which should include as appropriate results from the physical, chemical, biological, microbiological tests, including particular attributes of dosage form, for example, dissolution rate of solid oral dosage form. The purpose of stability study is to establish, based on testing a minimum of 3 batches of the drug product, a shelf life and label storage instruction applicable to all future batches of the drug product manufactured and packaged under similar circumstances. Next is statement and labeling. Okay. So storage statement should be established for the labeling in accordance with the relevant national and regional requirement. The statement should be based on the stability evaluation of the drug product, and where applicable, specific instruction should be provided, particularly for drug product that cannot tolerate freezing. Terms such as ambient conditions or room temperature should be avoided. Okay. Next is photo stability testing. Okay. Photo stability testing is generally performed to check the photo stability of new drug substances and new drug product. For this study, we use artificial light sources to evaluate the stability of new drug substances and new drug product. Okay. So here we can select D65 and ID65 emission standard lamp. Okay. So certain number of lamps are available, number of artificial sources are available for this study. For example, xenon or metal halide lamp. Okay. So for photo stability testing, for confirmatory studies, sample should be exposed to light providing an overall illumination of not less than 1.2 million lux hours and an integrated near UV energy of not less than 200 watt hours per square meter to allow direct comparison to be made between the drug substance and drug product. Now stability testing for new dosage form. So for new dosage form, the stability study is same as the stability study we have performed for new drug substances and new drug product. Okay. Next is Q1D guideline. Okay. So this guideline is for bracketing and matrixing design for stability testing of new drug substances and new drug product. A reduced design is one in which sample for every factor combination are not all tested at all time points. A reduced design can be suitable alternative to full design when multiple design factors are involved. Bracketing, only sample on the extremes of certain design factors, example strength, container size or fill, are tested at all time point as in a full design. The design assumes that the stability of any intermediate level is represented by stability of the extreme tested. Design factors are variable, for example strength, container size or fill, to be evaluated in study design for their effect on product stability. Here is the design example for bracketing design. Now design factor for matrixing. Okay. So matrixing design can be applied to strength with identical or closely related formulation. For example, capsule of different strength, tablet of different strength manufactured by compressing varying amount of the same granulation. Okay. Next is, here is the design example of bracketing and matrixing. Next is Q1E guideline, that is for evaluation of stability data. The objective of the guideline is to provide recommendation on how to use stability data generated in accordance with the principle detailed in ICH guideline Q1A R2, that is stability testing of new drug substances and product. This guideline describes when and how extrapolation can be considered when proposing a retest period for drug substances or a shelf life for a drug product that extends beyond the period covered by available data from the stability study under the long term storage. Next is data presentation. So, data for all attributes should be presented in an appropriate format. We can use tabular, graphical, narrative, and an evaluation of such data should be included in the application. Okay? The value of quantitative attribute at all time points should be reported measured. Example, assay as percent of label claim. Extrapolation is the practice of using a known data set to infer information about future data. Extrapolation is extend the retest period or shelf life beyond the period covered by long term data, can be proposed in application particularly if no significant changes is observed at accelerated conditions. Okay, thank you.